Hello and welcome everyone to the National Veterans Small Business Coalition's virtual training series. I'm thrilled today to welcome Kristy Pittman. She's a strategic life and business coach, as well as the founder of the Peak Performance Strategies, and she co-founded and scaled and sold a government contracting business with 10 million in revenues. And she's worked with clients across the United States and has secured over 550 million in government contracts. She's also a recent author. I'm thrilled to let you know she's just written and published Government Contracts for Veterans. And her mission is to help veteran entrepreneurs build thriving businesses and navigate government contracting successfully. Kristy, welcome. Thrilled to have you here today. And boy, it looks like you have a wonderful topic for us today.
That's right. Marie, thank you so much for having me today. It's such an honor to work with you and to have this opportunity to train your awesome membership at the National Veteran Small Business Coalition. So thank you for having me.
We're thrilled to have you. So I'm excited to learn about this topic today. You know, AI is it's on everybody's lips, right? It's kind of the coffee conversation topic. You know, how are you utilizing AI? Do you think AI is okay to use? So I'm really thrilled. And I'm very excited to be able to learn some new things about AI that, you know, it's one of those topics that it's always changing. So I am so appreciative that you're here today to talk to us about that. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, so our topic today is from overwhelmed to AI powered, the 3-tool mission control center setup that's transforming how veterans approach government contracting. And I'm going to share with you today 3 tools. And this is one of the tools, the one that you're looking at right now. This is called Notion. So welcome to Notion. And I hope this is actually the first time that most people are hearing about it. So anyhow, today the goal is to build your AI foundation. And the result is I want you to be able to save 10 hours weekly and 10x your business with this information that you're going to hear today. So see, this is so much fun. I can close that up and I can start the next one. Keep it nice and clean. So what you're going to learn today is why most contractors use AI wrong. You're going to learn about the Mission Control Center that I have created, this approach that really, really works for your business. And I'll show you live demonstrations of each of these 3 tools and also how to build your own integrated system. So here are the real benefits of using AI correctly to totally transform your government contracting business. Time efficiency. Who doesn't need more time, right? You're going to cut proposal time from weeks to days while improving the quality of your outputs. Authentic voice. It's AI that writes in your voice, not generic corporate language. You get a competitive edge, competitive intelligence that will make you stand above the rest. Just like I said in the beginning, it's going to make you more competitive. Never start over. Every proposal builds on previous work. How many times have we started a proposal and started a new one and then another opportunity with similar, but we start over and over again. So we won't have to do that. Pipeline control. You'll have complete pipeline visibility instead of scattered opportunities across spreadsheets. And there's a force multiplier. You get to operate like you have a team of 5 assistants while staying true to your military values. The bottom line is stop recreating everything from memory. Build systems that amplify decades of experience. So the problem that we've seen with using AI incorrectly, and I have done this myself, is that I've spent a lot of time tinkering with it. Hours. 4 in the morning. I'm up for hours tinkering with ChatGPT and with no real results. So I've ended up wasting a lot of time. I've learned a lot, but I get really excited that there's going to be some really great things that I'm going to learn from ChatGPT, but ultimately I don't end up with real results. Um, a lot of the responses are quite generic. So that, there's nothing special about that. And then we end up, when I get results, I sound the information that's given me, it sounds just like my competitors do. So I get really frustrated, and many people do, that you almost want to give up. I call it, when I go through ChatGPT or Claude, and I put in too many requests, it times out on me. So I say I killed it. I killed chat because you could just ask it questions to death, and then it'll just stop. It'll time out on you. So it gets real frustrating. And Maria, I don't know if you're familiar with that happening, but it happens. So you already have specialized expertise, but if you use AI the wrong way, it can make you sound just like everybody else. The mistake is you're treating AI like another government system without training it, just expecting it to give you just generic results. You work with it, but you don't train it. That's the problem. So does any of this sound familiar?
It totally sounds familiar. Sometimes when you go ahead and you start to use the Chat GPT, you may ask it a question and it gives you a generic answer. And it's like, no, you only got two of the, I end up talking back to it saying, you got that wrong, or it's only partially correct. And these three other points that you brought up are really bogus and actually make no sense. So I'm hoping you're going to be able to help with that. So,
Oh, great. Yes, I'm so familiar, unfortunately. So, and you've already done a lot of the work, right? So you signed up for Chat or Claude. Claude, some of these have $20 a month or what have you, but you've already signed up for them. You've watched the YouTube videos. You've watched lots of videos and tried to learn as much as you can. And AI matters. You know that you need to learn about it, and it matters, and it is going to make a difference in business. But it can get really confusing. And there's a lot of AI noise, AI chatter out there, and it's so easy to go down these rabbit holes. So, but instead of helping, AI is making things harder, right? So you're chasing these rabbit holes and you're watching these videos with the latest game-changing tools in AI. You ask for help and you get stiff corporate language, and the results sound like it was written by somebody who's absolutely not familiar with GovCon at all. But really, the truth is that your expertise won't shine if AI can't communicate it effectively. So for your veterans, for our awesome veterans, the military taught you some great lessons that maybe you forgot. So in the military, you never ran operations with different units using different radio frequencies or scattered communication systems or uncoordinated tools and processes. What you did use was coordinated systems supporting the same mission. Everything had to work together. And that's exactly what's missing with how most contractors approach AI. So you're looking for that one perfect tool instead of building integrated systems that amplify your expertise. So your military experience already taught you the solution, but now I'm going to show you how to apply it with the Mission Control Center solution. So instead of jumping between 10 different AI tools, you're going to have three tools that function together like a mission control center. With these three tools, Claude Pro, your digital twin, and we call that an AI chatbot, just like Chat and Grok and a lot of these Gemini, those are that we call them AI bots. Notebook LM, which is your intelligence officer. And then Notion. Notion is your operational command center. So with Claude, it learns your voice. It writes like you communicate with federal buyers and others. Notebook LM will analyze your business intelligence. It will spot patterns and it'll make connections that you would often miss. And then Notion connects pipeline, contracts, contacts, proposals, and projects. So these are not random tools. I've been working with them in real world scenarios and I've been getting consistent results without the administrative burden. And what we're going to do is we're going to demo each of these tools. And I'm going to use Walt's Water Treatment Services as our demo. And you're going to laugh at me, Marie. His name is Walt Disner. He's an Army veteran from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Walt Disner. So this is a demo. It's a sample of what is possible for everyone to do in their business. So what makes Walt impressive? Well, he has a really cool land and sea plane. So he can land on the land, he can land on the water. Super cool. 20 plus years experience. He works with the Coast Guard, the Bureau of Prisons, and VA Veteran Affairs facilities, primarily the medical centers. He has a SSE Legionella certification, and he does something really special called eddy current and borescope inspections. And it's not even important for you to know what that is, but that's what sets him apart. So let me go ahead and show you Claude. Okay, so here's Claude. Maybe you're meeting Claude for the first time, maybe you're not. I like Claude a lot. ChatGPT is really cool too, but I use ChatGPT more for some one-off questions, whereas with Claude, I'm able to set up a project and ask, and it can create amazing outputs for me. Very, very creative in its writing. So I really, really like Claude. I actually have the Claude Pro account. I would recommend that. It's only $20 a month, but it can really help get you exactly what it is that you need. So the wrong way, this is how a lot of people are using Claude and chat and these other AI bots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate Whisper Flow. By the way, I do have several fun little tools that save me time, but but there are three main tools that I'm showing you today, but I'm going to bring in another one that will save you a lot of time and is really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to text with Whisper Flow. I met with Sergeant Jill from the ABC Naval Command in Jacksonville, Florida, and I discovered they had a lot of problems with their water treatment systems, and I want to send a follow-up email. Create a follow-up email for me. And away we go. Dear Sergeant Jill, thank you for taking the time. This is just, it's very generic to discuss your systems. You can see it here on the right. I appreciated your overview based on our conversation. I understand the facility has experienced significant problems. I'd like to propose these next steps. Conduct an assessment, identify the critical issues, develop an action plan, follow-up meeting. I'd like to schedule a follow-up meeting to review potential solutions, etc. Please let me know your availability, and thank you for your time. Best regards, your name, your title, your contact info. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens when you set up a Claude project. Okay, so this is Claude Projects. And I have set up Walt's Federal Contracting Command. I'm going to put the same question in. Here we go. Okay, so what we have here is he's saying, thank you for taking the time to walk through your facility with me. Based on what I observed, there are multiple issues Combination of aging infrastructure, inconsistent maintenance protocols, and coastal environment is creating a perfect storm for system failures. Here's my assessment of your priority issues. Cooling tower corrosion is compromising heat transfer, the inconsistent biocide levels, creating Legionella risk in multiple systems. The operational impact, current system reliability is putting mission critical operations at risk. Compliance gaps that could result in regulatory issues. My recommendation, given the coastal location and mission requirements, you need a comprehensive approach. Complete system inspection using eddy current analysis to identify hidden corrosion, implementation of automated monitoring to prevent future failures, a guaranteed 6-hour response time, preventative maintenance protocols. The advantage of working with us is we understand naval operations. Our Icon Seaplane gives us access to your waterfront facilities that others can't reach. And pretty awesome, right? Big difference between generic and custom. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, Kristy, this is eye-opening. I mean, this is really, really eye-opening just with this. I mean, okay, I'll let you keep going. It's amazing.
Wow, thank you. It is amazing. And that's why I can't sleep. Ask my husband. I can't sleep because I get so excited about the potential of Claude Pro and so much of these tools. Okay, so that was Claude. So with generic Claude, we just get what sounds like everything and everybody else. But the right way is using Claude projects, teaching Claude your voice and expertise, uploading your documents, and giving clear instructions. Now, let me show you how I did that. So in projects, Walt's Federal Water Command, I set up the instructions. Well, first of all, I named it Walt's Federal Water Command, and write in Walt's voice, proposals, emails, communications, etc. And the instructions are, you are Walt Disner, president of Walt's Water Treatment Services, da-di-da, and Walt's background and expertise. You're an Army veteran with 8 years military experience with water purification as a water purification specialist. You have these certifications. Here's Walt's communication style: direct, technically precise, and more. Focused on mission critical operations and outcomes. He speaks the language, right? Walt's unique value: understands that water system failures can compromise mission readiness. Combines technical expertise with understanding of federal operations. Writing instructions: when writing as Walt, always sound like someone with real experience and military background. And it goes on. So that's how we set up the instructions. And then we add project knowledge to the knowledge base. And so we add the projects, and these are the 3 that I added. Walt's water treatment capability statement, Walt's company background bio, and several emails that he communicated with other clients. So those are, but you can put in 20 different items that you want to have in your knowledge base to help understand you more and communicate with your clients. So that is Claude. Do you have
Before you go on, I do have a question. So now I have set up this Walt's Federal Water Command. Now, let's say Walt has another specialty. Can I then go ahead and set up, maybe he's got Water Command, but let's say he focuses also on something structural. Can you then set up another, I'll call it a profile for structural, or the different lines of business that perhaps Walt focuses on then?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just click on new project and you start a new project. So the beautiful thing is it remembers whatever's in the project. So you're not going to kill it. Not as much. By putting in the same thing over and over again, it remembers everything. And it needs to, and you tell that in the project knowledge what you need it to remember, and you can even tell it what to refer to, which document to refer to for specific things. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Can you have two projects go after one response? So let's say I had a specialty of, like the specialty of Walt's that you did right now, and then he's got a second line of business. Can you join those two?
Yeah, but what you would do is you would put the same items from the knowledge base
Okay.
from one
Yep.
to the other. So you would just use those same items.
Cool. This is
Super cool,
exciting.
right? Isn't this
Yeah.
fun? I know,
That
it's
is
so
fun.
exciting. I'm so glad. Okay, let's move on to one of my next faves is Notebook. Notebook LM. Okay, have you seen this one, Marie? Oh, good. Okay, so this is Notebook LM. This is it's made by, it's actually, I call it my secret weapon. It's made by Google. It's completely free. Most competitors don't know that it exists, and you can become an expert on your content. It becomes an expert on your content. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So what I did is I built out Walt's Federal Contract Intelligence, and I added these sources to this notebook. This is information about their company, and then this is information about his client discoveries. So I use two examples here on two separate client meetings that he's had, because now he's feeding in information on these client discoveries, and then a competitor analysis. So yeah, and that first one, this one here, it's a lot of the technical documentation. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to use my fancy dancy whisper flow. What concerns do federal managers have about water contractors? You can ask this anything. These are the concerns that the federal managers have. For example, a current contractor at ABC Naval Air Station failed a Legionella inspection in Hangar 7. At the ABC VA Medical Center, a joint commission inspection raised questions about their water management program. Joint commission, who knows that word? That would be good to know. They have a weakness due to recent compliance failures. So it goes on. Limited understanding of federal facility operations and coordination, limited understanding of flight operations and coordination requirements, and stress that mission readiness cannot be compromised. So this goes on, and here's some more fun. How should Walt position against precision water? So this is, how do we position against our competition? Okay, so highlight advanced technical capabilities. So Walt he has these really special stuff, his eddy current, borescope, etc. Emphasize Legionella expertise and certification. Um, Precision Solutions, in contrast, has no Legionella certification. So showcase robust emergency response, guaranteed 6 hours emergency response time. While Precision has responsive customer service, its small capacity constrains its ability to handle large projects. They have only a few people, or whatever the competitive analysis was able to determine. Precision address capacity and geographic coverage. They have limited capacity to handle large projects and limited geographic scope. Also, you need to talk about unique land and seaplane access for coastal and remote facilities. Compete on value, not price. While Precision has competitive pricing, Walt should position its pricing at a premium level, 10 to 15% above basic competitors, justifying through its specialized capabilities. There you go. How about that?
Whoa, so it actually is able to capture the competitor's pricing and actually give some guesstimates with regards to pricing structure. Am I interpreting that correctly, Kristy?
Based on what you fed it. So you can do competitive analysis, competitive market analysis using AI, and it gets you all kinds of great information so that you can feed the notebook system to understand your competitors and help to showcase what you do better. You never say, my
Right.
competitor stinks, right? But you are
No.
able to say, to highlight where you rock without even saying where they don't. So
Oh, so I do have a question, and it's something for you to percolate on, and perhaps it's another virtual trainings that
yes.
that we hold. If the tool is able to go ahead and talk about um, pricing, kind of give you a guesstimate on the pricing, is it able to go into the GSA tables, wait for this, to look at the competitors' pricing and and provide a basic guesstimate on what their margins are for the different types of, I'm going to say, either services or products that are being offered through a GSA schedule? Does it have the capacity to do that? Can you say, go to GSA schedule X, Y, and Z and look up the following, provide guidance on the margins that this competitor is doing? Does this make sense? Am I making sense? My
Absolutely, and that would be
question.
very valuable. That would be very valuable. Notebook LM does not do that. Notebook LM does not go out. This it's all within. It's what you feed it, and it has creativity built in. But you can use other tools to do that. There are definitely other tools that can do that, and there's automation that can do that.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Whoa, I think that's another virtual training. I think
yes,
not I think I know. I mean, that opens a
yeah.
whole new, yeah, my mind
Yes.
is just now,
Competitive
yeah.
research, absolutely. Another great thing that Notebook does that I'm not even getting into, that this is really, really cool, is you can put in a solicitation and all the amendments, and you can put in your past proposals and ask it to create a new proposal for you, and also to compare, like, what am I missing and what do I need to expand on? It's so awesome. So
Wow, this is,
yeah.
keep going, Kristy. I'll go mute again.
Okay. All right. So that is notebook. Okay. Now I want to show you Notion, which I've already showed you, but what I did is I went right into Walt's Notion. Or actually, I built this out as a project for Walt. Um, the biggest reason capable contractors lose opportunities isn't a lack of expertise. It's scattered information. And how many of us have scattered information, right? So I call this my second brain. Notion is my second brain. There's actually a book out called Your Second Brain, and it talks a lot about Notion. So here's Walt's Command Center. And the scattered information problem is that you have pipelines, but you're using spreadsheets. You have contacts, but a lot of those contacts are buried in emails. Like, oh, I know that person's contact information. Let me look back at my email and get their information. Templates in random folders, and knowledge that is only in your head. So this is a way that you can gather everything together, and you can also share it with your teammates. So there is a way that is like a CRM, a really good CRM, but I know a lot of people already have CRMs. This can work in tandem with the existing CRM if you love what you're already using. But here's an example of the pipeline tracker. So here's the pipeline tracker with the title of the client, the agency, estimated value, contract period, deadline, status, probability of winning it, key contact requirements, competitive advantage, and next action. This is just what I'm gathering. You can build this however you want. And then you can do these drop-down buttons. So you can choose which agency. Here's another drop-down button. You can choose, we're watching, we're research, we've submitted. Where's the probability? You can choose. So there's an example of the pipeline tracker. And then you have different views. This is the past 4 months, and that's just everything. So that's the pipeline tracker. And then the next one is contacts. So contacts by category, or here's just all contacts right here. It's just an example. I didn't want to put everybody's personal information out here, but the contacts, phone number, email, company, job title, category, notes, and last contacted, that last contact date. And again, you can, there's some drill downs here. There's work, personal, family, friend. And then again, you can look at by category is another view. And another one is, so here's the proposal library. And these are all the different things that you would have in your proposal library. Again, this is just an example. And you have the name of the whatever it is, the document. It could be a checklist, template, boilerplate, and then again, this is a drop down. What category? This is a cover letter, company overview, technical approach, past performance, last updated, use cases, all the different use cases. The status, is it approved? Is it archived? What's the status? Is it in draft? It needs to be updated. And then here's just an example of how we can actually put the information in. So this is the emergency response technical approach, template, technical approach, last updated, use cases. And then you can see that it's approved. And then here it is. This is the emergency response technical approach. So everybody can see this all in one place. So that's the proposal library. And then I'm not, just for the purpose of, for the sake of saving some time, I'm not going to get into the other databases. So I showed you the pipeline tracker, the contacts, and the proposal library, and I won't bother opening the knowledge base or active projects, but the knowledge base is certifications, competitive intelligence, market research. The active projects are just anything you're working on. If you're getting an ISO 9000 certification, or I should say an ISO, it could be any number type of certification, but active projects that you and or your team are working on. So how it all connects together is that you look at the new opportunity, you check your contacts, you pull the templates, you customize with Quad, you reference Notebook LM, and then you track your progress. So that's how it all works together. So now that I've demonstrated these 3 tools, did you have any questions about them?
I do have a question for, if I'm the business owner and I'm looking at utilizing the tool. It appears to me that I ought to have a database set up that houses my employees' resumes, their credentials, demonstrated past performance, my capabilities by, I'm going to say by line, organization, if I have several different types of capabilities that I'm using. Is that correct?
Yes. And that's why I call it my second brain. This is where you can organize all of that information in one place. And the way that it has outlines and the way you can upload documents and link to different places. This is just a great place to organize all of that company information. Yes. So yeah, it's not just going to help veteran businesses. It can help every business, right? And it helps in personal life too. I actually have personal pages in here. So I don't want to show you my whole Notion, but it's all here.
Cool.
So great. Okay. So before the system, proposal writing could take up to 2 weeks or more, right? You're starting from scratch every time. You have generic AI responses, and you're fighting with AI, and hopefully not killing it, and scattered information everywhere. And after the system, proposal writing can take 3 days instead of 2 weeks. It takes a lot less time. Better quality than ever, communications that sound just like Walt, or that can sound just like you, and everything connected and organized. So that's what's possible when you stop fighting your tools and start building systems. So you up for a challenge?
Definitely.
Okay, great. So use these tools for 30 days and measure time savings on proposal development, improvement in proposal quality. I mean, really track this, right? Control over your federal pipeline. You're going to feel so much more in control. And competitive intelligence gathering. And the reality check is your competition, they're still starting from scratch. The federal market, the reality is federal market spends a lot of money on products and services, right? We all know that, $770 billion annually. So you can win your share as a government contractor, especially as a veteran, right? And these tools cut proposal time, like we said, from weeks to days, while improving the quality of your proposals as well. And AI that writes in your voice, not generic corporate language, it's in your voice, talking GovCon. Competitive intelligence, it makes you stand out above your competitors, stand out above the rest, never start from scratch again, and you have complete control and visibility of your pipeline and operate like you have a team of 5 assistants. So you don't have to keep recreating everything from memory. You've got these tools that can do all of this great stuff for you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to build systems but need help, I have a complete setup guide available for you. It's called my Mission Control 3-Tool Setup Guide. It offers step-by-step instructions for all 3 tools, templates to get you started, specific prompts that work, and implementation timeline. And members can get it for free at my company, which is peakperformancestrategies.net. You can look for get free setup tools. And here's everything that you need to start building your Mission Control Center step by step. Let me just show you quickly where you can find that. peakperformancestrategies.net. And you just click on the get free setup tools right here. And there you'll get your tools.
Awesome.
Okay, here are the key takeaways from today. There are 5 things to remember. Don't waste time chasing rabbit holes and being confused with all the different AI noise. It just leads to overwhelming confusion. Most contractors are approaching AI wrong. They're treating it just like another government system. The solution is integration, not individual tools. These 3 tools in your Mission Control Center work together. Stop starting from scratch. Build systems that amplify the expertise that you've spent so much time, even decades, developing. And your expertise matters. You use AI correctly to communicate your expertise. Okay.
So no, I didn't have any questions. So no.
No more questions. Okay.
No more
I'm sure you have
questions.
tons
Okay.
of stuff going on in your head, though, and that's why I can't
I
sleep.
know.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I wonder if I can do this. I wonder if I can do this. And yes, the
That's
answer is
right.
most often, yes, it can. But anyway, so the next steps are to build your Mission Control Center. Start today or start as soon as possible. Get your free setup guide, the free setup tool, and sign up for Claude Pro and start playing with it, right? So this week, set up all 3 tools, upload your business intelligence to those tools, and then test the integration. Enjoy the process and the fun and the success that you're going to have with it. So Marie, thank you so much for allowing me to share today. It's such an honor always to work with your membership. It's a privilege and an honor to work with our men and women and who have served in the military. So thank you again so much, and we'll see you again.
You definitely will. And yes, everyone, we are going to have Kristy come back to do more deep dives into not only AI, but there are other areas. And that's a teaser for everyone. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but she will be back definitely to share her pearls of wisdom in all things GovCon and what's worked and what doesn't work and how to make your life a lot easier going after contracts. Kristy, again, thank you so much. With this, everyone, I'm going to call this session a wrap, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.